morning, dear students. Welcome to our distance education lesson. The theme of the lesson, reviewing all verb tenses. The importance of time. A verb tense expresses the time of an event or action. Time and how it is expressed in writing is very important to English readers. The English language has 12 different tenses. In this lesson, we will review the meaning of each verb tense. Let's start. The first, present simple tense. It expresses a habit or often repeated action. Adverbs of frequency such as often, seldom, sometimes, never, etc. are used with this tense. For example, she goes to work every day. They always eat lunch together. This tense also expresses general truths or facts that are timeless. For example, snow falls in the December in Kızılar'da. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. The next is the present progressive tense. This tense is used to describe an action that is occurring right now, at this moment, today, this year, and etc. The action has begun and is still in progress. For example, she is typing a paper for her class. He can't talk. He is fixing the sink right now. The present progressive can also be used to describe an action that is occurring in the present but is temporary. For example, Samat is living in Kızılar'da, but he might move soon. The next, the simple past tense. We use the simple past to indicate exactly when an action or event took place in the past. For example, I visited my sister yesterday. We went out to dinner last night. The simple past is used to describe actions or events that are now completed and no longer true in the present. For example, I attended MGC in 1998. I no longer attend MGC. I saw a movie every weekend when I was a teenager. I don't see movies very much anymore. The next is past progressive tense. The past progressive is used to talk about an activity that was in progress at a specific point of time in the past. The emphasis is on the duration of the activity in the past. For example, I was studying for an exam while my mother was cooking dinner. We were walking in the park around 7 p.m. last night. The past progressive is often used with the simple past to show that one action was in progress when another action occurred. For example, I was taking a bath when the doorbell rang. They were eating dinner when the neighbors stopped by for a visit. The next is present perfect tense. The present perfect is used to talk about an event that began in the past and continues up to the present. For example, he has lived in Kızılar'da for 2 years. He began living in Kızılar'da 2 years ago and he still lives there. The present perfect is also used to talk about an event that was completed in the past, but the specific time of the event is not important. For example, I have seen that movie before. He has already visited Kazakhstan. Specific dates and times are not mentioned. The next tense is present perfect progressive. This tense is used to describe the duration of an action that began in the past and continues into the present. For example, he has been studying grammar for an hour. She has been cooking all day. He is still studying and she is still cooking. And this tense is also used to describe events that have been in progress recently and are rather temporary. For example, she has been living in Kazakhstan for the last 2 months, but she plans to move soon. The next is past perfect tense. This tense describes completed events that took place in the past before another past event. For example, the Titanic had received many warnings before it hit the iceberg. I had already eaten when my friend stopped by to visit. The next past perfect progressive. This tense is used to emphasize the duration of an action that was completed before another action or event in the past. For example, she had been driving around the city for 3 hours before she finally found the right office. The future. Will and be going to are often used to describe future actions. For example, Marat will graduate in June. Maria is going to go to Mexico next week. The simple present and the present progressive are also used to express future time. These are often used in connection with schedules. She is meeting a new client at 11 o'clock. The train leaves at 6 a.m. tomorrow. The future progressive, this tense is used to describe an event or action that will occur over a period of time at a specific point in the future. For example, they will be moving their furniture out of the house by the time you arrive tomorrow. The future perfect tense. This tense is used to describe an event or action that will be completed before another event or time in the future. We will have finished the exam by the time class ends tomorrow. The next future perfect progressive. This tense describes an action that has been in progress for a duration of time before another event or time in the future. For example, by the time he finishes law school, we will have been living in the US for 8 years. Thank you for your attention.